The 4-3-3-4 is quite possibly the most well-rounded and balanced formation on FC24, as you do see me here playing some gameplay clips with it during my Division Rivals run this weekend. It was an amazing formation. I loved it, especially with having my striker and my left winger on certain player instructions. I really do feel like it was just a well-rounded and perfect formation to use. Definitely a good formation if you are looking for a little bit of width and some more added creativity. You will see my left back bombing on here. And this is what I'm talking about, having a nice overlap. For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy FC24 coins, check out mmoexp.com. Remember to use the code WOLF at the checkout for a massive 5% off your order, especially with Team of the Season now here. Link is down below. The 4-3-3-4 formation YouTube. It is an amazing formation, but first, drop this video a like for me, drop a comment down below, and if you can please hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So without any further ado, let's get into the custom tactics. Now, the defensive style, there are only one or two options that I really would recommend in the 4-3-3-4 variation. Number one is the option that I'm using, and the option that I think is definitely the best option for you to use right now on FC24, and that is plain and simple, pretty boring. Just leave it on balanced on the defensive style. I'm not interested in a constant press after possession loss, pressure on every touch or anything like that. I just much prefer a balanced style where your team presses the ball to the middle of the pitch and your team shape is neutral. I just think that is way better than all the other defensive styles, and a lot of my spreadsheet and my data do back it up. The defensive width, though, it is a little bit interesting in the 4-3-3-4 because the formation is amazing going forward. You've got the possession, you've got the tiki-taka. It's an amazing formation, but defensively, it's not the best. So because of that, I've actually gone a little bit narrow on the defensive width. I've taken it down from 50 only to 45. You will see a bit of a running theme at the minute on a lot of my different formations videos that I do think 45 defensive width is the best thing to go. We are a little bit more narrow and a little bit more compact, meaning that we are harder to break down in the middle of the pitch. It's kind of very simple when you think about it like that, that if your team is nice and narrow, if you think of like Arsenal away at Spurs last weekend and stuff like that, when you're narrow, nice and compact, you're really hard to break down, so you will concede less goals. The defensive depth, though, yes, I'm now not using 71 depth. If any of you have seen my more recent videos, you will know exactly what I mean. 71 depth is no more. I am now currently using 61 depth. Yes, 61 depth. I am conceding less goals with it. I did notice with the 71 depth, it is really good, especially with the automatic offside trap and stuff like that. Like, trust me, it is amazing and broken, but I was just conceding way too many goals with it. So I've taken it down from 71 to 61, and all of a sudden I'm conceding way less goals, which of course means I will win more games. The offense is build-up play and chance creation. Pretty boring. I just leave it on my generic balanced and direct passing. One thing I will say though, and I'm going to say this very loud and very clearly for you, if you are struggling to create opportunities in the 4-3-3-4 variation, I would probably recommend a long ball and direct passing. Long ball and direct passing is definitely something I've been trying out, and I do like it. It's definitely good and a viable option, but I just much prefer balanced and direct passing, YouTube. I really do. It is your absolute bread and butter, trust me. Now, the offensive width, again, pretty boring in the 4-3-3-4 variation. I actually just leave it on 50. I really like where my left winger and my right winger are anyway, so I don't really feel it necessary to change that. I like where my cam is, I like where my striker is, so everything just in general really is nice and easy, so I do just leave it on that 50 offensive width. Players in the box, I do up it from 5 to 6. I used to play on 7, and I still probably would recommend 7, but at this moment in time, I'm actually conceding just way too many goals in foot champs for my liking, so that's why I've taken it down from 7 to 6. We're conceding less goals, which again means we are going to win more games. The corners and free kicks, though, I lower them down from 3 and 3 to 2 and 2. Custom tactics done. Let's get into the player instructions. Now, the striker in the 4-3-3-4 is probably going to be your most important player apart from the cam and the right central midfielder. So the striker, definitely have arguably your best player there in that striker position, and the player instructions on the striker are very simple, YouTube. I don't really feel it necessary to change that on FC24, FIFA 23, really. My player instructions on my striker has never really changed, and that is, of course, stay central and getting behind. The stay central, pretty self-explanatory. I want my striker. I want my striker to stay in them central areas of the pitch, and the getting behind, again, pretty self-explanatory. I want my striker to make penetrating runs in behind, because even if you don't play the ball to your striker, your opponent has to track that run, or else you'll just be in on goal, right? And that then will leave a lot of space in that number 10 position for our cam to operate in. Now, the left winger, I like to use this player as like an inside forward rather than a traditional winger. So the left winger for me is on comeback on defence to make us more defensively solid. Cut inside, very important on the left winger. Getting behind and again getting to the box for cross. The comeback on defence, make us more defensively solid. The cut inside, getting behind and getting to the box for cross, though, that is very, very, very important on the left winger, because you will see why with what I have one of my fullbacks on, why I want my left winger to kind of make diagonal runs towards my striker. Think of like a prime Sadio Mane for Liverpool, constantly making that run from outwards to inwards, from the left hand side. Very hard to pick up. Kylian Mbappe in real life makes a lot of them penetrating runs in as well. And the getting to the box for cross, the more players that we have in the box, more likely we are to score a goal. Very simple when you break it down like that. The right winger is then on exactly the same, apart from one key change. So come back on defence, of course, making us more defensively solid. And this right here is the key change. I play with my right winger on stay wide, getting behind and again getting to the box for cross. The stay wide, very, very, very important to have your right winger on stay wide, because I want my left winger to make penetrating runs inwards, but I want my right winger to hold the width on that right hand side. So that's why I leave my right winger on stay wide. Very, very, very important. Again, the getting behind and getting to the box across, pretty self-explanatory. The cam, probably the most important player in the 4-3-3-4, if for not the striker. Everything, and I mean everything really, will go through your cam. So definitely have a very good player in that cam position. So the cam, the player instructions I use are come back on defence, again making us more defensively solid, and getting to the box for cross. The getting to the box for cross on the cam means the more players that we have in the box, the more likely we are to score a goal. The left central midfielder, think of this player like a Rodri, who I'm actually using because I did get him red a few weeks ago during the BPL team of the season, but this player is like a traditional number 6, so I'm not really interested in my left central midfielder getting forward at all. So because of that, stay back while attacking and cover centre on that left central midfielder. So that left central midfielder will stay there and basically play as like a CDM. And then this is very important. I then leave my right central midfielder on balanced attack, balanced crossing runs, and cover centre, because if you think about it, our right winger is holding the width on that right hand side. So I want and need my right central midfielder to kind of get up there next to my cam and in between my cam and my right winger, just to give us again more offensive support and more attacking impetus. Because our right winger is on stay wide, I'm not interested at all in my right back getting forward, because we've already got a right winger down that right hand side. So my right back, pretty simple, stay back while attacking and overlap on the run type. Both the centre backs are on completely default settings, so stay back while attacking, normal interceptions, and stick to position. And then this is very important, very similar to the 4-3-2-1. I play with my left back on join the attack and overlap, and that is of course why I have my left winger on cut inside on the run type, because I want my left winger to kind of make penetrating runs inwards, and then my left back be on the overlap on the left hand side to still provide us that width on that left hand side. Last but not least, goalkeeper comes to crosses and sweeper keeper. That right there, YouTube, is my brand new updated 4-3-3-4 custom tactics for you. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Drop a like for me, drop a comment down below, and if you can please hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Peace out. One love.